Social media strategies. A lot of people always ask me, in fact, the most frequent question I always get is, how do you build an online brand? How do you build an online presence? How do you master that? And, this is where I've come from years of, studying people, articulating and emulating them from a distance and just learning from them. But not just learning from them, learning from their videos, learning from their profiles, watching how they engage, watching how they post, watching when they post, etc. And, I'm going to teach you a few strategies right now that you can implement that can radically change your online presence. And you don't need to be an influencer to have the online presence. You don't need to have that little blue tick that verifies you or qualifies you to go out there and, start having a voice on social media. Firstly, you need to choose the right networks. And when I look at that, I basically look at, Instagram is for different demographic. Instagram is between your 16 till about 29 onwards, in between that age gap. And then Facebook is more of the mature, market. And then LinkedIn is more of the professionals and more of the people who have, an intention of just going out there and connecting and networking with the right type of people. And when I mean choose the right networks, I mean whatever your business offers, whatever you as an individual offer, I want you to go out there and utilize that presence. There's no point about going out there and utilizing LinkedIn when all you really and truly want to have is fun, or go out there and create some sort of a brand. But LinkedIn is more of the business networks, connections, etc. And then you have Instagram, where Instagram is more of images, not so much captions, because people get driven by images on Instagram versus Facebook. You can literally portray an entire caption or entire paragraph, etc. And then you have Snapchat on the other hand, where most people out there on Snapchat would go out there and post short videos, and you can even put a caption on Snapchat. Nowadays you can put a link and attach people to a private link. But most importantly, Snapchat is more of the trendy guys. In fact, we've literally moved away from Snapchat, and a lot of people use Snapchat, but not as many as it used to be. Then you have Twitter, and Twitter is probably the best way to market your business today. I utilize Twitter multiple times a day. On average, 3 to 5 posts a day. Twitter is just the perfect way on how you can post a caption and just keep it like that. Twitter is very similar to Instagram, but two different users. Instagram is more of images, and Twitter you have more of captions and just one-liners or a short paragraph, etc. Gets people attention, and you can retweet it, etc. I want you to also look at your visual branding. I don't want you to focus so much on just entertaining people. I want you to have a visual branding. Don't ever overlook it, in fact. Now, if you break it down, what is your visual branding? What does it offer? What does it require? Well, I'm going to teach you a few things. Number one, you want to have the right type of edits. Now, if you're posting pictures and images, you want to have the right type of edits. Now, I used to use, Snapseed when I used to personally edit my own stuff, and now I've got my entire media team editing it for me. But you want to start off small, but you also want to have the right type of filters, the right type of edits. You want to have a color coordination throughout your entire profile, and pick a few handful of colors and literally maximize those colors. And then you want to get to the point where you want to have and develop your own logo. And it's critical to have your own logo, because you want to have a presence, an online presence. Now, once again, you don't have to have a logo from day one. You want to start somewhere and then eventually start to develop to the point where you have a following, you have engagements, and then you want to focus on the fancy stuff, the little nitty-gritty stuff, the logos, etc. But the key factor on social media is being consistent. Consistently posting, consistently, having this whole consistent profile. And most importantly, you don't want to go out one day talking about, cheese, and the next day you want to talk about, apples. You literally don't want to move around. You want to, my social media, I'm portraying a lot of sales, a lot of motivation, And then most importantly, a lot of tips and techniques on how you can help yourself win big in different aspects of your life. You want to post consistently and on a daily basis. Now, I've got a lot of influencers who follow me on social media, a lot of verified accounts, and some of them post one a day. I know there's this theory that says post one time a day. It's cool, post one time a day. On average, I post about every 4 hours. So see, with today's social media algorithm, you really and truly want to be in people's faces, because the algorithm screws a lot of people over, and that's just a fact. You know, as we speak right now, about 30% of your followers actually, and that's me being very conservative, at least 20 to 30% of your followers see your posts. And if you're consistently posting and you're always in their face, then they're going to see more frequently. And that's unless you're boosting your posts and spending a boatload of money. And I don't see the need to boost a post when you're with your family, or when you're in the down low, or you know, chilling at home and stuff like that. Maybe it's a business post, you then want to go out there and boost in the right direction. But you want to post consistently. Connecting with people is vital. I'll tell you why connecting with people is vital, because life is all about who you network with. Today's world is not it's not what you have in the bank account, it's actually who you know. So with today's algorithm, Facebook would actually block you. Instagram will actually block you if you continuously add people and you break that limit. So I'd probably add 5 people a day. Follow 5 people a day. That's all I would do. And I'd personally text that person and then just create some sort of a conversation. Great profile. Something along that line. Great profile. Let's connect. But not more than 5 a day on Instagram, not more than 5 a day on Facebook. Your ultimate aim is you don't want to follow more people that are actually following you. So, you know, another tip is don't waste your bio, don't waste your profile. That's your key card. That's your business card. You know what they say? The first impression lasts the longest. The first impression leaves an impact. Your bio leaves an impact on people when they click on your profile. Your bio is kind of like, you know, a few lines on why you're selling them on why they should follow you. That's what your bio is, or your profile. So you want to go out there, and I'm very OCD, so I've got everything lined out, but most importantly, you want to have keywords, or most importantly, one-liners that attract people into going deeper into your profile, and then eventually hit the follow button. Remember something. If people don't know you, there's a bit of ego on why they should follow you or why they wouldn't follow you. And that's just human nature. So, promoting your profile is something I've maximized and utilized in a very big way. I don't want you to think organic. I want you to build out of organic. I want you to build in a very big way, okay? You know, you get organic, which is just you, your people, the people you know, the people who would follow you, the people who would connect with you. Go beyond that. And in a few videos later on, as you start to follow me and as you start to watch this video and watch the next few 100 videos, you'd realize that I'm going to teach you on how to promote your profile, different demographics, different age gaps, how to spend money in this way, how to spend money in that way, who to attract, which profiles to attract, which, you know, times to post, how many days you should, you know, advertise a post or boost a post, etc. And I'll teach you that in due time. But another tip is engage, 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 and engage. Meaning, when someone comments, you comment back. When someone likes, play the like game back. When someone follows you, feel free to follow them back. Or even if you don't want to follow them, well, text them back. Send them a private direct message and say, hey, thank you for the follow, great connecting. What do you do for a living, or where are you from? Or create that conversation. So, social media is similar to a restaurant. Why should people keep coming back to your restaurant? Why should people keep supporting your restaurant? Well, if you give them good service, you're giving them a reason to come back. Well, that's exactly like social media. You want to go out there and consistently give people, you know, not just good service, but keep that conversation flowing. Keep a relationship, just like how you have a relationship with your significant other or your kids. If you don't maintain and sustain that relationship, what starts to happen is it starts to die off. It's only a matter of time before it dies off. I want you to build an online presence, but also build an online relationship with your followers. You know, video content is vital. And I'll tell you why video content is vital, because it's more intimate, it's more personal, and that actually goes to my next point. My next point is be authentic, be real. You cut yourself open, you got your own DNA, you got your own, bio, your own profile, your own version of you. And, when I mean video content, I mean go live on Facebook, go live on Instagram. Obviously the people who are following you are only going to see it, but people can share. And at the end of the day, post videos out there. Go onto your Instagram stories, your Snapchat, your Facebook stories, and post 15-second videos. Keep engaging with your people. In fact, I would rather you focus more on Instagram, Facebook, and Snapchat stories than just posting out there as a post where, stories last 24 hours, but people know you're real. They can feel your energy. In a post, they can't really feel your energy. Understand your analytics. You got to know what time's the best time to post. Although you're posting multiple times a day, but you got to know what your demographics is, who's, how many percentage is male, how many percent is female, what's your age gap, which countries, cities, break them down, but know your analytics. I'm continuously innovating in the way to go out there and master the fact that I want to build an online presence and a relationship, but at the same time, I don't want to be too monotonous to people out there where I'm just a normal billboard to them that they're continuously seeing. I want to add value, so I want to know who you are, where you're from, what age gap, what's the best, what time do you wake up? Because that'll determine, and I'll know Asia, different time zone, okay? Europe, different time zone. North America, South America, different time zone. Africa, different time zone, probably very similar to Europe. So I want to know what's the best time that I can post, as well as what's my age gap. Do I post more mature stuff? And a lot of people ask me, Sashin, the stuff you're creating right now, the media team you've hired, do you have a fear? Is this really going to last forever? And realistically speaking, I'm probably one of the only guys out there in Africa right now, and a handful of guys worldwide, where I can tell you that personal development got me the lifestyle. Personal development, for 16 years of personal growth and personal development, tens of thousands of dollars that I've invested from my wallet into my mind, and now invested back from my mind to my wallet, bought me those dream cars and former president's home and, the lifestyle. But most importantly, I can motivate people by the stuff I have, because I was like you once upon a time. I was that broke D student who barely had enough money in the bank account to actually keep my account open. So I can relate to you. I can relate to any age gap out there. But at the end of the day, you got to be authentic, and you got to understand your followers, understand your people, understand who you are really and truly, relating to. I want you to develop a voice on social media. Develop a voice, meaning you want to develop a culture. Develop a culture that people can be around, okay? When you're developing your voice, there's 3 characteristics that you want to take into consideration. Number 1, culture. Number 2, audience. Number 3, being authentic. So you want to have a culture, but you want to know your audience, and you want to develop a voice relating to your audience. You also want to be authentic, you want to be real. And nowadays with social media is a perfect platform where you can ask Q&As and ask people to rate stuff, and it's pretty cool that you can have that engagement with people, but you want to develop your voice. Now, I'm very passionate about social media. I'm on the brink right now of creating one of the biggest social media agencies out there. So stay tuned for that, but most importantly, I want you to understand that why reinvent the wheel when you can just go out there and learn from the best of the best. So if you love what you see, post, comment, or even go out there and share this. And most importantly, someone out there can have an impactful social media presence because you tag them below. My biggest fear in life is I'm not getting in front of enough people fast enough. Let's get this to the world.